Así que la hago más nada. No, she got off the dash, she got to the puzzle of greatness score. Some told about us in the Iron Barrel preaching this word in sincerity and honesty. So wow. Yeah, I don't know, prophecy.
Yeah, the return of Yahawashi.
Which is prophecy.
No?
As you can see right now, the propaganda is up to finally introduce this microchip, which is the MOTB. You have more and more reports coming out, suggesting that it's a good idea to get a chip implant. There's an article on the BBC. They have an article. Because a couple of years ago when we speak about people getting chip implants, you have certain men scoff at it, man. Say it's a conspiracy, conspiracy theory.
Conspiracy theories is generally
speak of it, it's a conspiracy nut. You know what I mean? I know, mainstream media basically is trying to sell you the idea that it is a solution for all the problems that we have. And more as we go along, you can hear them coming out saying that it is the solution. A matter of fact, them suggest it when the 2020 edition did take place. 2020 event, them suggest it as a solution, but them can't just rush it on the people like that. As is a process of gradualism. They have to use to get the people warm up to the idea of getting a chip implant. Yeah?
I'm from the BBC. BBC News, dated 11th April 2022. It says a woman paid for her meal in a cafe using a contactless payment chip implant in her hand.
Right.
Says Patrick Bowman causes a stir whenever he pays for something in a shop or a restaurant. This is because the 37-year-old doesn't need to use a bank card or his mobile phone to pay. Instead, he simply placed his left hand near the contactless card reader and the payment goes through. Right? Says the reaction. Says the reactions I get from cashiers are priceless, says Mr. Palmen, a security guard from the Netherlands. He is able to pay using his hand because back in 2019 he had a contactless payment microchip injected under his skin.
Right, so you have the contact payment system basically was out ever since cards. You could use cards, to do your thing, but now they have it as a personal thing on you. You know what I mean? So they're not trying to sell the idea that, look, this is a perfect way to have it. But, to sell that idea, they have to sell the idea that, look, the contactless payment cards have a fault. And that you can last it and all.
You can break.
Yeah, But, gradually they're going to sell the idea that, look, it's more cool to have it implant under your skin. You go on, bro?
Says the procedure hurts as much as when someone pinches your skin, says Mr. Palmen. Says Mr. Palmen has a chip under the skin of his left hand and it lights up when it comes into close contact with a payment machine. A microchip was first implanted into a human back in 1998, but it is only during the past decade that the technology has been available commercially. And when it comes to implantable payment chips, British-Polish firm Walletmore says that last year it became the first company to offer them for sale.
As it stands right now, you have private entities basically who issue the chip. You know what I mean? So you have people getting them chip, but not from some, offer them own. But yeah, one of a time, just like how the government basically try to get you to get medical experiment, you know, it's the same for the 2020 series, 2020 event, you know. It's the same way the government will get involved with you getting an RFID shipment, you know. And I'm gonna say, why not? It works in other cases and we see it as a solution, so why not government mandating it?
I say,
You know?
when I was going down, I say, we lock in behind.
Yeah.
You know, this is the implant can be used to pay for a drink on the beach in Rio. I'm gonna sell it to you smoothly, right? A coffee in New York, a haircut in Paris, or at your local grocery store, says founder and chief executive Wojtek Paprota. It can be used wherever contactless payments are accepted, says Walletmore's chip, which weighs less than a gram and is little bigger than a grain of rice, is comprised of a tiny microchip and an antenna encased in a
Biopolymerase.
A naturally source material similar to plastic. We don't have to go to
Yeah, and look, man, it's all the things that them said can do. Yeah, your phone can do the same thing. Yeah. Your
But it's so much cooler to have it.
Payment
Yeah.
card can do it. So many other things can do the same thing. But guess what? They're gonna come up with an excuse why, you know, necessary for you to use the microchip, you know, instead
You need
of
to-
the card and instead of a cell phone, man.
You need to fuse with technology now.
Yeah, fuse with the technology. Because anything fuse with the phone, you know what I mean? Because the phone, you can have access to a wide array of the data concerning you know, online. Basically, because they're connected real time online, man. And that's what they want to do. They want to basically connect it to a device that can connect it to you can always be connected online.
Create an internet of bodies.
Yeah, internet of bodies, man. Yeah, that's what it is, man. And that's the goal of the so-called white man, to get you to set up the internet of bodies. That's his goal, to set up the internet of bodies, man. You know, having people connected real time to the internet.
Right.
You know, the physical self connect to the internet in real time, man. And that's what they are doing. You know,
Yep.
but you have men out there don't know the depths of Satan. You know,
Right.
so they don't understand what this man is trying to achieve, man. You know, and when they say news network like the BBC and all them basically sensitize, that's what they're doing. They are trying to sensitize you to the idea of getting a microchip, man.
Right.
You know, as we say right now, private companies basically issuing, but it's gonna be at some point government issued.
Yep.
You know what I mean? A mandate. It'll become a mandate. You know, for whatsoever event that will transpire in order to make it become a mandate, we don't know as yet. But they're gonna create some event, you know, to push the idea, you know, of you getting a microchip, man. And people are gonna wars along and do it because even though the people been caught in the trap of the CBDCs, man. You know?
I appreciate. You have something? Okay. It's Isaiah 46 verse 8. Remember this and shew yourselves men.
Right.
Bring it again to mind, O ye transgressors. Remember the former things of old, for I am God and there is none else. I am God and there is none like me. Declaring the end from the beginning and from ancient times the things that are not yet done, saying my counsel shall stand and I will do all my pleasure.
What I want to know, as something as major as this is basically going to affect the whole entire world, how is it not mentioned in the scriptures, man? You know, how is it not mentioned in the scriptures? Because when you check out IUCPK, they make it seem like the 2020 event, you know, with the medical experiment, them make it seem as if, oh, this is something normal,
Yeah.
you know. Where does it fit in prophecy, man? You know? Because the ongoing process basically coming down to a specific end. So does that end mentioned in the prophecies? Must be, because the Lord say, oh, the Lord tell us him tell everything from before. But the fact is certain men don't understand the prophecies, man. And when them see the events them transpiring, they can't make no connection. You know, because they don't know the scriptures. The Lord never revealed it to them. Yeah?
Habakkuk 2 and 3. For the vision is yet for a perfect time, but at the end it shall speak.
And it's speaking. It's speaking, man. You see all the moves them coming down to that point. You know what I mean? Every step of the way, you see what they are doing and you see where it's heading, man. Because actually, when I read an article like this, I tell you basically what they want to do. It's like a kind of suggestive programming type of way. You know what I mean? Or predictive programming. You know what I mean? That's what it is, man. Them actually I tell you everything. You know, everything in your mind. You know, because they see on news a couple of times in the past. So when them start say, oh, you know, it's mandatory now. You can reflect back on the things when them tell you what you can do. Yeah? That's what it's coming down to. Remember that?
And not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it.
Right.
Because it will surely come. It will not
Ain't no
tarry.
microchip, it's June. That's what the certain Israelite said. Ain't no microchip. It's June. You know what I mean? But hey, it's tarry. We'll wait for it, man. Yeah?
You have to suffer basically when you come to the
Yeah.
gospel, you know. Proverbs 28 verse 5 says, even men understand not judgment,
Right.
but they that seek the Lord understand all things.
Right, they that seek the Lord reveals certain. Reveal. He said, he reveal thy secrets to what?
want
The
it?
servants. Give me that precept, brother. Because you men, as I said before, you are not the men of the Lord, men. Yeah? Some man of learns in an Israelite, you have to break down a couple of scriptures. But the depths of the understanding of this, of the scriptures, they don't get it, man.
Right. Them just pretty much memorize breakdowns and
A bunch of regurgitators.
Regurgitate.
This news come upon them, but there was no breath.
Yeah.
There, you know?
Yeah.
Amos 3 verse 7, surely the Lord will do nothing but he revealeth his secret unto his servants the
So
prophets.
before the Lord do what he's going to do, he reveal his secrets to the servants and prophets. So the prophets them can come and tell us, yo, look, this is going to happen. You know what I mean? After all, that's what the prophet is. To what? Say before, and we have the assistant, the scripture assists me so much, you know, in order to understand what is going to happen next. So we get in the understanding of certain scriptures, the certain prophecies in the scriptures, when we speak it, you know, and then when it come to pass, lo, guys,
And
will
we'll
come to
come-
pass, then you're going to know
The prophet.
that a prophet has been among you. Look, man, hey, a lot of men are going to be proven as false prophets also. Yeah? You know, poor prophet posers. You know? Like a certain man like Obama is the is the Antichrist.
Yeah. One thing now,
Alright.
turn out here.
Yeah.
Habakkuk chapter 1 verse 5 says, behold, ye among the heathen and regard and wonder marvelously,
Right.
for I will work a work in your days which ye will not believe what he told you.
Right, so the Lord basically manifesting certain way. We can't even read. Hey, somebody, when they look out for the situation, start to escalate in Ukraine when they come on to the ruble versus the US dollar, and Russia saying that, look, you know, we're not gonna trade if I don't pull our ruble. You know what I mean? Them thing they're amazing, man. When they start the things them start happen, we actually knew about it before, but when you see start happening now, it just brings this level of excitement, you know, in regards to the prophecies them, man. You know what I mean? When you see countries basically turning away from the US dollar, when you see countries actually talking about the dirt that the United States do, when the screen tells say, yo, them skirt are getting lift up, man. Hey, you know the UN, we call it, the meaning what the UN have today, we call it the Human Rights
council.
the Human Rights Council at the UN, the Cuban representative, what he say is the truth, man. Yeah? Because they must say, oh, them never kick America from the council like how they want to kick Russia from the council. Because America, they tell everything what America do. So they basically point out all the hypocrisy of the council, man. Point out all the hypocrisy of the council because they must say, yo, America killed this amount of people over all these wars where them fight and nobody they kick them out. And you have and another argument is Israel basically vote against Russia in the council to kick out Russia in the council. Meanwhile, never kill people over Palestine.
Yeah. The same very second.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean?
Same thing.
But nobody call them war
So
criminals.
you have some other nations now point out the hypocrisy, man. Like some leaders, some African leaders, some Eastern leaders, basically seeing the shit for it is, man.
Exactly.
And guess what? When certain European nations are catching heat, we are come with America from all of this. You know what I mean? What am I gonna do? They're gonna jump ship, man.
Yeah, let's go back to prophecy.
No jump ship, man.
Quick interjection.
I have certain men a jump ship already, you know. Think they say, yo, the boy, you don't know if we're going to the island that we're gonna use the ruble. We're gonna use the ruble there, man. Two countries basically I say, yo, you know, we're gonna use the ruble and buy with trade thing. Because I think you're not gonna make sense to it. You know?
Which country again?
One of them just slipped my mind for a while, you know.
No, you can't remember it. A Hungary?
Yeah.
Hungary already choose them side. Yeah? Hungary already choose them. Hungary said them probably Hungary said them about it with ruble. See, but Hungary was always with Russia. Because I remember a couple years back then they tell Hungary to
Them are
choose a
part of
side.
EU.
Yeah, but for years ago they begging to choose a side. Hungary asked them if they're mad. If Russia just the right in their backyard, don't to choose them over Russia when Russia cannot rule along in their country. Huh?
Yeah, Hungary.
Hungary, yeah. Up there 1 verse 7 it says, all the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border.
Right.
The men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee and prevailed against thee. They that eat thy bread have laid a wound under thee. There is none understanding in him.
Right.
It says, shall I not in that day, saith the Lord power, even destroy the wise men out of Edom,
Right.
and the understanding out of the mount of Esau.
Right, because basically, pretty much the nations and basically seen them for what they is, man. A bunch of hypocrites. A matter of fact, so-called white man don't like to pretend that he's not a racist, man. And you have the other nations and basically looking at him as as one of the biggest racists on the planet. Because hey, what happened in Ukraine show up them true colors, man. Because when they come on to the when they come on to the refugees situation, all the time when refugees used to run from some other countries trying to go to Europe, they never get the same treatment like the refugees coming from Ukraine. And the nations are looking at it and saying, oh, that's awesome to stay.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Not know if I provided for them. Yeah? It says, and thy mighty men, O Timon, shall be dismayed
Right.
to the end that every one of the mount of Esau may be cut off by slaughter.
Right.
For thy violence against thy brother Jacob, shame shall cover thee, and thou shalt be cut off forever.
And look, man, enough of these leaders get right down on the list, man. Yeah, Russia have them on a kill list.
I got Russia threatening the British.
Yeah, Russia have them on a kill list, man. Them kill one politician in Ukraine. A politician in Ukraine. Russia tell him to leave still, but him say him not let him family or whatsoever. And them go and be hard and them kill him. You know? Say him not let him country like that.
You have to
But you have a voice note come out, a voice recording come out when the Russian shows them a talk to him and say him have to go leave. Because if he don't leave, them will come after him because he was pro-Russian and them kill him.
Okay.
You know? I think I see him city where them kill the people them and say Russia kill them.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there's a voice note that come out a recording, conversation, phone conversation, where the military men and basically they are conversating with him and tell him what to do. But him and it and them put him to death. So you have certain politicians who have been put to death, man, when they on kill list, man. Because this shit is serious. Someone feel like say, yo, oh, them events are some isolated events. That is Ukrainian woman, actress by the way. You know what I mean? What the Russian soldiers do them basically tell her, say, look, you need to apologize, you know, on social media. You need to go on social media and apologize, you know, and stay home. So what if she don't apologize? What do you think will happen? Hey, I A lot of people don't understand the gravity of the war that is basically taking place, man. Because them now see the gruesome act them will take place. You know what I mean? On the battlefield, man. So them feel like a play thing. Like man will come up on you and spear you just like that. Yeah? I care for a politician or what. It's scripture say the silver and the gold. No, I can save them. Now they are Lord, man. So you matter what kind of standing you have.
Big scripture.
Yeah? One brother?
This is Isaiah 13 and verse 15. It says, everyone that is found shall be thrust through.
Everyone that is found will be put to death, man.
And everyone that is joined unto them shall fall by the sword.
Hey, you have some Ukrainian soldier standing by them tank or something.
Yeah.
I see a tank come down the road.
And them feel like, hey. Yo,
about 13 to 15 of them
this
there.
don't look good. We see tank come and say this don't look good. I run mission. And me want
Blast them to pieces and pure mince meat. The man them turn, you know. You know what I mean?
The verse 16 says, their children also shall be dashed to pieces before their eyes.
Hey, here we go. Here we go. You see me? Look, man. This shit is serious, man. You can see a tank rolling up. And I feel like, say, oh, look, man. These are examples, man. We are showing you examples, man, of what's to come. Especially over here in the West, man. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Their houses shall be spoiled and their wives ravished.
Like what Russia rape
and a woman there.
which it can be, and it can be Ukrainian military do the same thing.
But it's prophecy.
Yeah? But this is war, man. Hey, the world would like to pretend like there's rules
In war.
in war, man.
Great rules. We have to follow.
Right
It's
now?
all spirits in love and war. There is no rules.
That's the only thing, public opinion. Like the regular citizens, them, they believe say, oh, there's some form of fairness in war, man. Eh? Man, I try to kill you, you have rules of engagement. No, look, them things don't work in our real war situation, man.
Because you have certain things, you have the Geneva Convention, but for the most part, people don't care about anything in a war.
America don't care, but they want to try to hold Russia to the same standard.
A couple years back, them they shoot down a Russian plane in Syria, and when the pilot eject, and when the pilot eject, them still shooting while them come down.
Yeah.
And according to the rules of engagement, if the pilot eject, you mustn't shoot him.
You're not supposed to put them face on social media.
You're supposed to tell them.
You're supposed to tell them name.
Them
You're
do
supposed to call them family.
Yeah.
Yo, man of Ukraine I catch Russian soldier, call them family, video them and I kill them in front of phone and family see back in Russia. Yeah? Them style, man. Yeah, a lot of Russian soldiers learn that they don't give up.
Exactly.
They learn they don't give up because war now war. Look, man, but POW is supposed to get. Look, man, fuck this whole POW shit. Fight to the death, man, and that's what it's coming down to, man.
Good.
Yeah.
Verse 17. Behold, I will stir up the Medes against them,
God.
which shall not regard silver and
Who are
as
the
for
Medes?
gold.
Russian, man. They are the Medes. And right now, we are the man I'm upset right now. You know, hey, a man should look you say a Ukraine has to respect Russians, man.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Because right now, you have people in Ukraine witnessing what the Ukrainian military do to them. I use them as cannon fodder, or whatever you want to call it. I use them as
And them can't live.
right now, our school, Ukrainian soldiers have Ukrainian citizens, over 100 Ukrainian citizens as hostage in our school, man. Because Russian advance and encircle them and them realize say, oh, I hate this to them, so therefore we're gonna use civilian as human shield, man. That's what they are doing, man. So you have people learning them things and say, oh, the Ukrainian military is not really for Ukrainian people, man. That's why people celebrate when time Russian soldier basically capture certain town.
Yes, the Russians them have them take off them shirt. They see who is neo-Nazi.
Yeah.
With the tattoos and stuff.
Hey, and that's why they go to that town and kill the people them, because a lot of them was pro a lot of them basically them call them traitors because they must body in with the Russians them, man.
Yeah.
You know this all of people them are dead have on white armband time on them hand. Because the people must like the Russians, they deal with them nice. Yeah, and them own come kill them, man. Calling them traitors and then say, yo, Russia do it.
Yeah.
When them are left.
Exactly.
That's terrible. Yeah?
It says, behold, I will stir up the Medes against them,
God.
which will not regard silver, and as for gold, they shall not delight in it.
Hey, one of the worst thing when them do, is do them public execution
I'll show it
with the
up, man.
POW, Russian POWs, them, man.
Yeah.
And the worst thing that. No, you have some hardened Russian soldiers coming out serious as hell, man.
Besides,
So
them
no
at the
pity.
same time.
So them have no pity on them Ukrainian military men. You know what I mean? And Geneva Convention and the Hague and all type of bullshit, man.
And behind all of that, they are steer directly to Babylon.
They're gonna put them to death and them ain't gonna video shit for anybody who know nothing about it.
Exactly.
Oh.
He says, their bows also shall dash the young men to pieces,
Right.
and they shall have no pity on the fruit of the womb.
Like them one at the tongue.
Yeah, exactly. Literally.
Pieces, that's the pieces, man.
Exactly. He
Yeah.
says, their eyes shall not spare children,
God.
and Babylon, the glory of kingdoms, the beauty of the Chaldeans' excellency, shall be as when the Most High overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah.
Right.
So it automatically...
The Russians gonna destroy America, man.
Exactly.
It's gonna be like
Along with members.
Yeah, look, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jeremiah 2:7. Babylon has been a golden cup in the Lord's hand
God.
that made all the earth drunken.
Right.
The nation of drunken of her wine.
Right. Like
Therefore,
how Taiwan are drink the wine.
But gold for them.
I feel like they can stand up to China.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Look at
Yeah.
Taiwan.
I drink the Hey, you can drink the wine too.
Yeah, exactly.
I realize, say, you know, work out. And boost him up like Super Gen.
Yeah.
And send him in the war.
Send in more force, please.
No, I must stuck on my place.
Send in more force.
Man,
Stuck
did
on
you
them
beg?
vomit now.
Please admit me in NATO.
So, yeah.
Please admit me in the EU.
But you're still in my window.
Please give me a no-fly zone.
Yeah, them get some
And then Biden come out and
But they 3 days ago, them get S-300 system. As them get it, as them get it, and I got drive out it, Russia missile come from one of the warship motor sea come destroy.
this right, yeah.
You see all them countries where you see basically do them something there? Sending arms in a Ukraine and set themselves up, man. They must set themselves up, you know? See, right now you have military men from NATO fighting in Ukraine, man.
As quote-unquote mercenaries.
As mercenaries, them, man.
Yeah.
And Russia
Yeah. See the news report that tell say, yo, the Russian soldiers say, yo, them say even dark-skinned men fighting, men. So you have Jake there fighting to men.
Exactly.
Some of them are good American soldiers, man. Yeah? Because right at Mariupol right now, that's what them fight against that. And the NATO countries them so desperate to get the man them out, you know, cause when the Russians them say them want to see who dead it, when they're so desperate they try to get out, cause them try to send helicopter more than one time in a serious battle to get out some man where they there with them like some special man they there them want to get, you know.
Yeah.
And then want the Russians to get the man from them man there, you know.
Yeah. The Russian determined to see how.
See me? But the man them surround them now, them drive them out, carry them down and steal a metal factory 3 years now. So this is the last battle of fight. You know? Now Russia take over 80% to 90% of Mariupol already.
They were not easy.
See me? And a dead world I'm dead.
Yeah?
Because the man drive them out from among the civilian them, you know, and drive them our place. You know? And that was strategy to get them from among the civilian and so they can drop bomb on them. Yeah? Hey, war is hell, man.
the nation of drunken of her wine.
God.
Therefore, the nation are mad.
The nations are mad. You know what I mean? What Ukraine take on for themselves is madness, man, because they were preparing to attack the Donbass, certain pro-Russian in the Donbass region, man.
I didn't think Russia would have stayed out.
Yeah, building up a large military front. You know, with over 100,000 military men. You know what I mean? So now Russia surround them. You know? And Russia use what I call it, diversionary tactic upon them, man. Like it seems that they was gonna attack. What you call this
Kiev.
again? Kiev. You know what I mean? Holding a certain amount of soldier at Kiev. You know what I mean? And then meanwhile, them are try to break through, encircle the main Ukrainian army. Because the main army they're in the Donbas region. I think it was about 80% or so the Ukrainian army. They are Donbas region, man.
They're most of them.
So the most of the military they are Donbas region, man. And now Russia encircle them.
More than 3
You know? And then you know you have some other Russians in Belarus. You know what I mean? So them can't have the ones them where they are Kiev, leave Kiev and go down that side. Because if them leave Kiev, it's a shorter distance from Belarus to go to Kiev than Belarus and border to go to Kiev than them returning back from the Donbass to come back to Kiev. If them leave to go back for support or to try make the Ukraine break through to come back, man. So the man them use a serious strategy upon them and checkmate them, man. They can checkmate because if them left now for go assist the rest of the military, them gone too far from Kiev. And they don't go too far from Kiev, the one that were left. I bet Russians will leave Belarus and go just run in Kiev. So Russia use them as the ones in Belarus as a diversion, man. To keep the soldiers at Kiev, in Kiev, man. You know? Hey, them don't lose. And that's why I'm near to move so desperately. I get an excuse why them should do more. You know, saying chemical weapons and all of this bullshit, man. You know? Because the situation get desperate now, because the army what them rely upon.
Then so justify going in.
Yeah, the army what them rely upon. You know what I mean? It's about to be wiped out, man.
Yeah.
Or surrender.
Yes, you know, so years ago, one UN resolution allow NATO troops to go in.
Yeah.
Because they must say, oh, Russia commit too much human rights violations. So therefore, Ukraine need outside help.
The main objective. You know? The main objective is very valuable, and that's the reason why the West are crying out that we here. But Kiev wasn't the main objective, and them know. That's why they never dare push so hard when you come out to Kiev. But one time Russia gone down so now, and now they might try to find an excuse why they have to do something now. You know, to basically deter Russia more than what they want to do already.
Now the Donbas region have most of the oil fields.
Yes, there's some gas.
Most of the gas pipelines.
They find some gas. They find a new gas field along there.
Right. And Mariupol are one of the chief ports them.
Yeah. I know it's been captured, man. It's been captured, man. 80% to 90% in the Russian hands. As a matter of fact, the Russian flag them mount the Russian flag at Mariupol, man.
Make it a float high.
Yeah.
You know?
That's what the government building them too.
Jeremiah, Job chapter 18 verse 8. It says, for he is cast into a net by his own feet, and he walketh upon a snare.
God.
The jinn shall take him by the heel.
But guess what? This trap basically is a great trap that is set by the Lord Yahawashi, man. This war yesterday, them Edomites put themselves in, man. You know? Them think they might try to stage something. But the someone might try to stage, basically, I'm gonna bring them end, man. Yeah? Because, hey, word is out that, look, World War I and World War II was staged.
Yep.
By them same Edomites, man.
All wars are bankers war.
Yeah, them say all wars are bankers war. But this one, in particular,
it's staged to some degree.
It's staged to some degree, but it's gonna be out of control, man. You know what I mean?
The big money now gonna make off of this war.
See me? This one gonna be out of control. It's gonna be out of them hand.
Exactly.
Even them themselves for go free, man.
Exactly.
The way it all get severe, man.
Into the bunkers and the mountains, you know what I mean? And the holes and things.
It says, and the robber shall prevail against him. The snare is laid for him in the ground, and a trap for him in the way.
Right.
Terrors shall make him afraid on every side.
Yep.
This
thing will be terrible, man. Terrible. Terrible, man. You know? There was an Iskander missile launch. The other day, take out some man, some water man that over there. That's terrible, man. I'm terrible, but you know that you're just there, you say your whole battalion and a missile come and fuck up everybody, man. Nah, that's terrible. You know? When you know one building And that get shell, man. Yeah? Terrible. You know? So when that start to happen on a broad scale, that shit is gonna be scary, man.
Exactly. Yo, then when they see
Couple with
Tiger
no
come
food.
in a scare.
Couple with no food, man. Hey, you must when the artillery drop on people confused and I'm upon know which way for run go. You know what?
You ever watch them movies like when them edit it and people are running, they hear like their heartbeat.
Yeah.
And them a blow shot here. And them type of reality the people are play out. Yeah?
97 have a rhythm to it.
Rhythm behind it, music behind it. Yeah? Yeah, man. It says, terror shall make him afraid on every side and shall drive him to his feet.
Right.
His strength shall be hunger bitten, and destruction shall be ready at his side.
Right.
It shall devour the strength of his skin, even the firstborn of death shall devour his strength.
Right.
His confidence shall be rooted out of his tabernacle, and
Even
shall
the
bring him.
firstborn of death shall devour his strength.
You know, say a bad boy lyrics that.
He said,
A bad boy lyrics that,
Yeah.
who's the firstborn of death, by the way?
Well, we can look it up in the thing here. You know, we can't JV policy.
KJV?
A bad boy lyrics that's too.
Not that one. KJV line. Even the firstborn of death shall devour his strength. Yeah. Yes, sir. Woo. Yahawashi. See, and we have to remember, Yahawashi is the hidden man throughout the scriptures now.
You know something specifically about that. It does give definition of the firstborn.
That's Yahawashi.
He's the one that conquer death, man.
Exactly.
Got the key for death and hell.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
It is a firstborn, first child.
First child.
First child, of
This
course.
is Yahawashi. It says, even the firstborn of death shall devour his strength.
God.
Right? His confidence shall be rooted out of his tabernacle.
God.
And it shall bring him to the king of terrors, which is Yahawashi. Yeah? Because it says here, his confidence shall be rooted out of his tabernacle. Because this, even when Putin walk, you know Putin walk with this hand here. And
Like my Batman.
yeah, some confidence.
No, Jake walk like my
Yeah,
Batman.
yeah. You don't mind, yeah? Them confident, because see, to them, there is nobody to stop them. You know? But Yahawashi, the scripture speak about when they're about, as a matter of fact, let me get that. When they're about to fill their belly. About 20.
You can see, you see, them situation is at Trump's fair right now. You can see that leaders don't care nothing about regular people, man. Yeah?
Good. Job 20.
See regular
Monday.
man as collateral damage, man.
Done.
Yeah?
Job 20 verse 22. In the fullness of his sufficiency, he shall be in straits. Every hand of the wicked shall come upon him.
But the wicked there is what?
Laborers.
Laborers, man.
And plus also, even the wicked among his nation will come upon him same.
Yeah.
You understand? It says, in the fullness of his sufficiency he shall be in straits. Every hand of the wicked shall come upon him. When he is about to fill his belly,
Right.
the heavenly Father shall cast the fury of his wrath upon him, and shall rain it upon him while he is eating.
Right.
He shall flee from the iron weapon, and the bow of steel shall strike him through.
Yeah, man, them set the table, I say, them set the table for heat, you know. Them set up the table to heat right now. Matter of fact, it's the other day what keep? World Governance Council Summit, the World Governance Summit. You know? Changing from the World Economic Forum, the World Government Summit. And they know openly telling you that, are you ready for the new world order?
Like it's a cheer.
I hit
Yeah.
that now.
And them
Eh?
have this
Something that is something that is a conspiracy theory for so many years. Now them openly ask you if you're ready for it. Blow and slap you in your face.
Enough people
With it,
still
man.
not
And that's all they're gonna slap you in the face with the RFID chip, man.
And this thing feel like a movie because in the year when them class swap I speak, you just come like one of them high, you know, Steven
That's
Spielberg
how
movie.
people don't take them serious, man. Them don't take them serious. This man tell us, say, oh, you're gonna see food shortages to the likes so you never see before. This man said we don't know.
We don't know, yeah.
We know that we're gonna have
Food shortage.
He
severe
said,
food
yeah,
shortages.
he said the supply chain is going to be deeply affected.
Yeah.
Deeply
Exactly.
affect. You think of some joke words in this man talk about, man? Alright. You think, hey, and they're gonna do it, man.
Them are gonna do it.
They're gonna do it, man.
Them this them are gonna do it with the big seed that way there, and them did do it.
You know what I mean? You best believe that shit. So I never believe say how them all continue on next 20, 30 years going down the line and everything will go alright with your family. You make a sad mistake, man. You make a sad mistake, man. This is it, man. It's over, man.
Run.
You
Yeah.
can't spend the next 10 years stand up a roadside and roll swift in the hand maker.
Yeah.
Psalms 10 verse 4, the wicked through the pride of his countenance will not seek after the Most High.
God.
The Heavenly Father is not in all his thoughts.
God.
His ways are always grievous, thy judgments are far above out of his sight. As for all his enemies, he puffeth at them.
God. Right now, these men are puffing at you, man. You know? I'm afraid for them actually, them boasting up them asses there right now.
Yeah, he will go, right? He says, he said in his heart, I shall not be moved,
Done.
for I shall never be in adversity.
Hey, it's just like the precept of read. When the Most High said, my counsel shall stand and I will do all my pleasure.
Never
And
say
he
them
saw
on the
that.
Most High.
Yeah, they must say, this is my counsel.
And it has
I'm
to
not going to
stand.
do it. You will own nothing and be happy.
And that's
Them tell you.
impossible for me. Yeah?
Them tell you.
Says, his mouth is full of cursing, and deceit and fraud under his tongue is mischief and vanity. He sitteth in the lurking places of the villages, in the secret places that he murder the innocent.
God.
His eyes are privily set against the poor.
God.
He lieth in wait secretly as a lion in his den. He lieth in wait to catch the poor. He doth catch the poor when he draweth him into his net.
And the net, and guess what?
The system, man.
This blockchain system that I'm bringing in is a perfect net. Man.
No?
You know what I mean?
And because the scripture speak about if you don't worship the image of the beast, you know, you should be killed.
God.
Which is that net, you know?
Yep.
It's says he croucheth and humbleth himself and the poor that the poor may fall by his strong ones. He had said in his heart, the Most High hath forgotten, he hath hideth his face, he will never see it. Right? Arise, O Lord, O power, lift up thine hand, forget not the humble.
There's no God will come to come help nobody. That's how I this man mind say, oh, no God now come to come help nobody, you know, it's all fuck up some people, you know. And I hate that.
Yeah?
I get away with it. What can you do for judge me? That's same thing. When we forgot that him being seen the chariots, man. Yeah, we out here to remind him of the chariots, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And when the chariots are gonna make them move. You know?
Exactly.
Yeah, maybe that's that a lot of what in mind. Think about
Quick scripture for back here. Zechariah chapter 5 verse 2, he said, verse 1, he said, then I turned and lift up mine eyes, and lo, and behold, a flying roll. And he said unto me, what seest thou? And I answered, I see a flying roll. The length thereof is 20 cubits, and the breadth thereof 10 cubits. Then said he unto me, this is the curse that goeth forth over the face of the whole earth.
God.
For everyone that stealeth shall be cut off as on this side according to it, and everyone that sweareth shall be cut off as on that side according
These
to
are
it.
the wishing that, look, he wish that these so-called UFO wasn't a part of his reality, man. You know what I mean? He wish that never happened. You know? Then
Exactly.
he would have see clearly same or get a
True,
new world
exactly.
order, man.
Yeah. Verse 4, I will bring it forth into the I will bring it forth, said the Lord of hosts, and it shall enter into the house of the thief,
God.
and into the house of him that sweareth falsely by my name, and it shall remain in the midst of his house, and shall consume it
Right.
with the timber thereof and the
Right.
stones thereof.
God.
Which is in Babylon, you know? So the thief.
Yeah, so chariots are gonna help destroy, you know, in the destruction that is coming, man.
Right, so
They're gonna make sure, say, yo, all that needs to be destroyed, man. So if the nukes are gonna do all the work, yeah, the chariots are gonna finish it up.
Yeah, I was trying to say when him come the fire, I'll be already kindled.
Yeah.
Right, I appreciate this is Ecclesiastes 5:8. If thou seest the oppression of the poor and violent perverting of justice and judgment in a province, marvel not at the matter. For he that is higher than the highest regard it, and there be higher than they.
Right.
exactly.
You know?
That remind me
I feel like there's nobody else above them.
When things him say they that be with us are many and many than they be with them.
Yeah, so somebody's higher than, so even though it would have seemed kind of like, you know, Esau is the end all be all and there's nobody to judge him, you see me, there's a power that's higher, and him going to be judged, yo, because right now,
God for really believes, say, yo, the highest authority on the earth is the only authority in existence, man.
Exactly.
Naive, and Esau naive, believe that.
And look how the universe vast.
Yeah.
Isaiah 19 verse 1, the burden of Egypt, behold, the Lord rideth up on a swift cloud, and shall come into Egypt.
Yeah, the Lord's gonna push his chariot into America, man.
Right. And the idols of Egypt shall be moved at his presence, and the heart of Egypt shall melt in the midst of it. Yeah? Says, and I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians, and they shall fight everyone against his brother, and everyone against his neighbor.
Yo, hey, look, man. You have a lot of Americans getting pissed at Biden, man. Now they're being mocked.
Saudi Arabia mocked
They
them.
become as a proverb, a byword, no. You know what I mean?
Taunting proverb.
Can get a precept for that?
Yeah, go ahead.
This is Habakkuk 2 and verse 16. He said, thou art filled with shame for glory. Drink thou also.
And that's what the nation of basically talk about now.
Right.
Them feel straight now to talk the dirt about America. One time they never used to talk the dirt about America. They might go into the UN.
I used to Ahmadinejad alone.
Yeah. If you used to look like the abominable in them meeting.
Can. He said, drink thou also and let thy foreskin be uncovered. The cup of the Lord's right hand shall be turned unto thee, and shameful spewing shall be upon thy glory.
Right. And that's what's going on now. So you don't have no right to say anything about Russia, man, because you have a same filthy record.
Right,
you have a filthy record. And that's the sentiment that's been uttered now internationally.
Right across the world. Right. He said, for the violence of Lebanon, shame shall cover thee, and the spoil of beasts which made them afraid, and because of men's blood, and for the violence of the land and of the city.
Men's blood, because what the Cuban representative say? Say, oh, look, you spill more blood than everybody else, man. You can't tell nobody about the blood we have spilled, man.
He said, and for the violence of the land and of the city, and of them that dwell therein. Right? And if you jump up a little further to verse 5, it said, yea, also because he transgressed by wine, he is a proud man, neither keep it at home, who enlargeth his desire as hell, and is as death, and cannot be satisfied. But gathereth unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people. Shall not all these take up a parable against him, and a taunting proverb against him, and say, woe to him that increaseth that which is not his, how long? And to him that ladeth himself with sick clay.
That is now, that prophecy that fulfilled perfectly, man.
Perfectly.
Right now, man. That is speaking right now.
Because right now America afraid of them dead. Them know say anyhow the petrodollar dead, them dead. Because nobody now gonna be able to service them dead. Because the world right now service them dead, you know, by using the petrodollar. You know. They right now America afraid.
That's the reason why when they hear Russia say, yo, we're gonna accept rubles and stuff like that.
Yeah, right now them afraid because they know say they can't just invade them. Like how them invade Iraq and like how them invade Libya and them place there.
You know, some meeting somewhere.
Right now afraid.
Why?
Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
Them enough meeting somewhere saying that right now, you know.
Right.
That's why Biden thought I said we said it before, we're gonna say it again. We're not gonna put any boots on the ground in Ukraine, because boots on the ground is gonna be act of war against Russia.
Which is World War III. And them know. Them know. Him advise that them are telling.
They're gonna make up their mind for fight. They're sitting right now, them sitting around a table. I say, boy, It's gonna be the result.
Yeah.
Them are trying to count the cost.
They count the cost.
It's either we come the next Weimar Republic or we go to war.
Yeah.
How
And
to
them
go
the
to
one
war?
who Republic.
How to go to war? I.
Aye.
The capitalistic.
It's a jump in a game.
The capitalistic regime,
Right.
see it get stripped
Yep.
right before them eyes, and it's like it's hard. Sometimes
Them not gonna take it and go down.
It come back. This man are mad. Like I see how America is done.
You think I'm alone? Yeah, brother, Alex Jones. Alex Jones stressed out, you know. That man is stressed out, you know.
Yeah, man. It's done.
That's why I say Egyptian against Egyptian
Against
Egyptian.
Egyptians.
Some people really get hurt.
Yeah, you have,
Because what's
can.
happening, man, and them gonna fight.
them a blame Biden.
Blame Biden.
Them a say yo Biden fuck up America.
Verse, them a say yo Trump will do a better job.
Yes, can. Yeah, can.
You know what I mean? And cheat out Trump.
See all that girl like Kamala?
Yeah.
A killer. Them a killer.
Matthew 7 verse 1, a quick interjection for you just said. Judge not that he be not judge between Russia and America, you know, and the brother at the summit. It says, for with what judgment he judge, he shall be judged,
Can.
and with what measure he meet, it shall be measured to you again.
And that's what basically happening to America right now.
Yeah. Take the moat out of here, yeah, before you point out the beam in here, brother.
You have too much of the eye.
Exactly.
I know him blind, he can't see cataract full up in your eye.
Exactly. It says, and why be honest though the mote that is in thy brother's eye,
Right.
but considerest not the beam that is in thine own eye. Or how wilt thou say to thy brother, let me pull out the mote out of thine eye, and behold, a beam is in thine own eye. Thou hypocrite!
Hypocrite, man.
First cast out the beam out of thine own eye, and then shall thou see
And
clearly.
that's the rhetorical basically get nice abroad. I must say America and the EU playing. They are a bunch of hypocrites, man.
Exactly.
You know?
Clearly to see, so like, and then shall thou see clearly to cast out the mote that is in thy brother's eye.
God.
You know? That if you have a switch on?
Hey, you have a saying, thief no likes the thief with
Long
handbag.
bag.
Yeah, and
read
that,
it,
and that, you know.
I will keep it true.
Cause, I mean, the Russians are not innocent, isn't it?
No.
But it's just that America don't want to see another superpower rise, one of them.
Russia they
Understand?
go Afghanistan. Basically they colonized Afghanistan. There was a revolution in Afghanistan because of
And them
Russia.
lose.
And them lose.
And the reason why Russia was in Afghanistan is because of the same oil, man.
Yeah.
Right, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's the same thing.
Caspian Sea, you know, it's very resourceful, man. You know, and what America do what Russia couldn't do. Go and get the oil.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's all about resources all the time.
I was speaking to this lady. Her father come from
Strategic interest
from
and
Afghanistan.
resources. That's what
and her mother
military
come
is
from
do.
a free school. She, you know, the Indian lady used to walk past at the shop we used to speak to.
Yeah.
And with the reason she said her father was the chief doctor to I forgot the Afghan prime minister at the time and spiritual leaders. And basically she said the Afghan kids them they start end up speak Russian in the schools. And then we've got to the spiritual
Ayatollah.
Ayatollahs, them come up and I say, no, this can't work because guess what? Look after this, we don't have no more talk, we don't have no more say, and that's what actually start the revolution.
But that's all. That's alright. The thing is, you know, that is the MO of an empire. If you're gonna be a dominant empire, you have to basically
Yeah, we conquer and retard.
yeah.
Just like Greek or Hellenism.
Exactly.
That's what we're gonna do.
Yeah. Esau trying to do what we are going to do.
You know, so any nation that rise up, you know, whether the Chinese, anybody come up, they're gonna do that. They're gonna learn them language, you know, for them way. You know, just like what the Greek did. You know, it's the same thing. You know, you have to go put away your God and the same God. That's
You have to
how,
give it our philosophy.
yeah, that's how our empire basically
What
gets set up.
ruler the man of the city is, so are his officers and the people.
God.
You know? Do whatever.
Okay, this is Jeremiah 51 and 13. Although that dwelleth upon many waters, abundant in treasures, thine end is come,
God.
and the measures of thine covetousness. The Lord of hosts hath sworn by himself, saying, surely I will fill thee with men, as with caterpillars, and they shall lift up, a shout against thee. He had made the earth by his power. He had established the word the world by his wisdom, and hath stretched out the heaven by his understanding.
God.
God.
Okay?
Yeah, man.
Good
And
sister.
it's come, man. That's what we're witnessing now.
Exactly, the end
Yeah.
of the greatest empire. You know?
Yeah.
Isaiah 33 verse 1 says, Woe to thee that spoilest, and thou was not spoiled,
Right.
and dealest treacherously, and they dealt not treacherously with thee.
Right.
When thou shalt cease to spoil, thou shalt be spoiled.
Right.
And when thou shalt make an end to deal treacherously, they shall deal treacherously with thee.
Right,
Yep.
because hey, look, even Afghanistan, them claim that they retreat the military from Afghanistan.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? So, you know, you don't really hear them in a major war now. They have some proxies, yes. You don't hear them in a major war.
Them are itch for a new one.
Yeah, you know? So, and now them basically, people basically are saying, they're knock.
Up soon.
Yeah, they're wrong.
This one, quick switch again. Joel 3 verse 9, proclaim ye this among the Gentiles, prepare war.
Right.
Wake up the mighty men, let all the men of war draw near.
Right, you know, see some more tough and tougher soldiers.
So that come out,
That pop up
in the
now.
Russian,
You know, the Russian thing now.
Yeah, you see, some
Them
are
are
more
the
serious,
are
more
the more
tactical.
mighty man them now. Basically, a show up now, you know.
Men are more tactical, so
Yeah,
put up them face.
The EU officially announced that them start stockpiling medicine and equipment in preparation for a nuclear war.
Alright, so that,
Yes, you know, so.
them know where to go.
So you have
Them
some
know it,
tougher
yeah.
soldier coming out now. More professional soldier.
Yeah. Men were training in Systema
Yeah.
for years, man. Yeah, because
Hey, the Russian, one of the Russian commander in Mariupol, he basically said, the man them what them fight against, them so tactical, there's no way they could have trained the Ukrainian man them in a 8-year style to the things there.
Yeah,
Them
exactly.
saying fight a small groups,
Yeah.
but them very tactical, man.
Exactly.
The time man them in Mariupol fight
The mercenary them.
mercenary them. So them a say, yo, there's no way they can be Ukrainian soldier, man. You see me?
The Russian fighting style is called Systema. They use it in the military. It's a very key thing in the military. Like for example, you know, in the regular man when they go shoot somebody, them pull the gun, say like a pistol, then pull the pistol and shoot. But like in Systema, instead of them pull the pistol and upright and shoot, them throw themselves to the ground. So it's a more tactical move. Boom, them throw themselves to the ground. So you not expect, and when them do it without telegraphing. You know, expect for them pull and actually throw themselves to the ground. So when you shoot, you're thinking about shooting upright. Meanwhile, them dead to the ground and shoot. See, so they're really tactical for you. Because me look up fighting and things, so you can look at Russia system. You know? It says, let all the men of war draw near, let them come up. Beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say I'm strong.
And that's the reason why you see the wheat cutting off, fertilizer cutting off, and you see all that money I spent on weaponry.
Military business.
Yeah, the war, man. That's what's going on.
Because winning the war is more important than feeding the people.
Exactly. Yeah.
So, you know,
People will survive.
So, you know, where Russian nation armaments now, because if this will come a global conflict, they will make sure say them have armaments. They're not going to wait till late, they're going to beg people to give them some armaments like what happened to Ukraine. So, you know, so right now, everybody focus right now is to get adequate armaments in case there's a global conflict. Ukraine is a lesson for many other nations.
Yeah, them basically
You must say,
use sleep mark deck.
yeah, we need to get ourselves up to standard military gears,
But
man.
that's too late.
Yeah.
City Jamaica can do that.
I can hear France say they want to invest some more money in
Military.
Yeah.
And then Brown Dog after
Yes.
clean up the cannon and over Port Royal. Up at the steel and make
That's
certain
him up there, yes.
Yeah, tough chat from here.
Yeah.
Those are the 5 nuke them when me here so they have.
Yeah. That man just clean them up. You know,
What about
sort them
the
out.
trail, man?
Fix the cannon them.
They buckle ship them come and say, can
Yeah,
bust
fire.
cannon fire for them.
Exactly. Yeah. He says,
It's work in the Asian time.
exactly. He says, assemble
Sing ship
yourselves.
out of sea. They don't fish, ship sink out of sea. You know.
Exactly. Assemble yourselves and come all ye heathen,
Right.
and gather yourselves together round about. Peter, cause thy mighty ones to come down, O Lord, let the heathen be wakened
So
and
the
come
Lord,
up.
the Lord Yahawashi is all about war, man.
Know that the
Yeah.
Lord is a man of war.
War. The Lord wants war in these days, man. And the Lord basically is going to stir up more jealousy in the earth. You know what I mean? So basically, that this war come to pass, man. So you finish it away,
Yeah.
close off.
Says, let the heathen be wakened and come up to the valley of Jehoshaphat, for there will I sit to judge all the heathen round about.
God.
Put he in the sickle, for the harvest is ripe. Come, get you down, for the press is full.
God.
The fats overflow, for their wickedness is great.
God.
Multitudes in the valley of decision,
God.
for the day of the Lord is near in the valley of decision.
Right. So we don't say call all your wash me or shy wash me come dash to be honest to the apostles of greatness going. Shalom go on the browser in the highway and byway. Continue to push this truth, man. Shalom.
Sure. Space is good? Let's shake some.